This video is explaining the difference between questions on the photoelectric effect that use the command word describe, specifically those relating to describing an experiment, and ones that ask you to explain the photoelectric effect. The simplest example of an experiment to describe the apparent effect of the photoelectric effect is the gold leaf electroscope experiment. The idea being that you start off with a clean piece of zinc metal on the top of the electroscope. So that would be 1 mark in an exam. Then what we do is we shine UV radiation onto that piece of zinc metal, and that would be a mark. Now, the way you set your electroscope up is that before you do this, you must charge up with, for example, a polythene rod, the electroscope, so that you've placed electrons both onto the stem of the electroscope and to the gold leaf itself. Now, because there are like charges, they will repel each other and cause them to separate. The action of shining UV light on the electroscope then causes photoelectrons to be emitted. Now, this is observed with the observation of the gold leaf dropping. So the gold leaf will drop down as a result of the loss of electrons from the metal surface. So in terms of marks, you get 1 mark for a clean zinc plate, 1 mark for describing the fact that a photoelectron is emitted when UV radiation shines upon it, 1 mark for describing the action of the gold leaf, which is your observation, which is that it will drop as a result of the radiation, 1 mark for identifying it correctly as UV radiation, and 1 mark for describing how you set it up, which is that you have to charge up your electroscope initially so that your gold leaf is being repelled. This is different to an explain question, which talks about, basically stems from Einstein's equation. So we've got that the energy of an incoming photon is equal to the work function plus half mv squared, okay, being the maximum kinetic energy of the photoelectron. And you would get 1 mark for stating that equation. You then get 1 mark for stating what each bit is. So h is Planck's constant, f is the frequency of the photon, phi is the work function, and half mv squared is the maximal kinetic energy of the electron. The difference in explanation is going to come from the fact that if we've got an electron that we're trying to promote and it's obviously got to overcome the work function, and then any extra energy will be kinetic energy. So when this happens, an individual photon will come in and that will strike an individual electron. So for every 1 photon that we have, that will release 1 photoelectron. So that point is important for 1 mark. The remaining 2 points relate to the work function and the intensity. So only photons that have an energy greater than the work function will cause the photoelectric effect, which would be 1 mark. And in relation to intensity, if the intensity increases, then that has the effect of increasing the photoelectric current, as opposed to the maximum kinetic energy of the photoelectrons.